Hello children, it's Mrs Fussy for Wednesday's maths lesson. So today is Wednesday the 20th of January. And today children, we're going to practice telling the time, just like we have on Monday and Tuesday, and we're going to practice reading the time and writing the time down that we can see on the clock. So I've got my big yellow clock here in front of me. I wonder if you can have a little look at that and tell me what time it's saying. Oh, it shows 7 o'clock. Well done. Okay, let me just show some different times on the clock face and see if you can remember what they are. Okay, so my minute hand, my big long hand, is going to travel all the way around the clock. It's been all the way around. It's travelled 1 hour around the clock, 60 minutes. What time does it say? 8 o'clock, well done. Let's do another one. Okay, so the big hand is travelling all the way around the clock. He's going past the 6, travelling right back up to the 12. He's travelled 60 minutes, he's travelled 1 hour. What does the time say? Look for the clues. The little hand is pointing to the 9 and the big hand is pointing to the 12. So the hour hand tells us it's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock, children, well done. Let's have a little look at what the big hand's going to do now. So I want you to think really carefully. So the big hand is travelling all the way down but stopping at 6. So this time, the minute hand, the big hand, has travelled halfway around the clock. Can you remember that special maths word, half? Where is the red hand pointing? Where's the hour hand pointing? Let me use my maths clues. I can spot it halfway after 9. It's halfway between 9 and 10. It's 9:30. Let me show you another time. Okay, what time is it now, children? 10 o'clock, well done. Now the minute hand is going to travel 30 minutes. It's going to travel halfway around the clock. Oh, now there are my clues. I've got 2 clues on my clock. The big hand's pointing down at the 6. The hour hand, the short hand, is pointing halfway after 10. It's halfway between 10 and 11. Have you remembered what the time is? It's 10:30. Well done. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use some worksheets, children, that were on the bottom of our school plan, and we're going to practice looking at the time and writing the time down underneath that each clock shows. So, I wonder if you can see the worksheet nice and clearly. Okay, so what you'll see in front of me, I've actually got a copy of all of the different worksheets that were on our planning. So we've got a mild, remember that's our least tricky worksheet. We've got our spicy, and Mrs Fussy's popped them in the wrong order, our hot and our volcano. Okay, so you'll recognise those names, won't you, from our classrooms. So mild is our least tricky and volcano is our most tricky. Okay, so sometimes we like to start where we feel confident. So even though there are 4 worksheets at the bottom of our plan, it might be that you chat to mum or dad or grandma and you decide, do you know what, I'm feeling quite confident today, I think I'm going to start with spicy. Or I'm not sure, might need a little bit of extra practice, I think I'll start with mild. Okay, and remember to give yourself a challenge, children. So let's have a look at our mild sheet. So it says in our instructions, write the time shown on each clock. So just to give us a little bit of help, at the bottom of every clock, I can see o'clock, o'clock, o'clock. But there's a space here for us to put the time, that the hour hand is showing us. That's the little time, so the little hand. So let me make the same time on my big clock. Okay, so my big yellow clock is saying the same time as this little clock here. So you can see really clearly it is saying 2 o'clock. So I've used my maths clues. I looked at that little hand, the hour hand, and it's saying 2. It's pointing up at the 12, 2 o'clock. So in this space, I'm going to put number 2. Remember, my numbers start at the top, come down to the line and over, 2 o'clock. I'm going to have a look at the one next to it now. Okay, so I'm using my maths clues. I'll make the same time on my big yellow clock, just so you can see it really clearly. So I'm going a little bit quicker now. Okay, so I'm using my maths clues. I know it's an o'clock because it tells me there. Definitely it's an o'clock, it's pointing up at the 12, but it's this hand I've got to really think about. This is one going to give me the clue. What number is it pointing at on my clock face? Aha, 6. 6 o'clock. I'm going to pop 6 into the space there. And children, you can see that each one you'll complete in the same way as the first two, but remember to look carefully for those clues. Let's go on to spicy. So spicy is very, very similar, except we've got to write the whole of the time in the bottom. So there's no o'clock to help us. Okay, so let Mrs. Fussy come. I'll come over to this one. Okay, so I'm going to make the same time on my big clock. I'm whizzing round really quickly. And there it is. So I'm going to give you a moment to look at that. So I can see it here on my worksheet. Big hand pointing up at the 12. Oh, that tells me it's an o'clock time. Let me look at the hour hand. It's pointing to number 9. 9 o'clock. Aha, I'm going to write that in the space underneath 9. Now it might be that mum or dad or whoever, whichever grown-up's helping you, they could write o'clock out for you on a piece of paper. Mrs. Fussy didn't start over here, children, did I look? I haven't got enough room now. And then you can just copy o'clock. Because we're not testing our spelling today, are we? We're looking at what time the clock says and we're looking for our maths clues. Okay, so let me come, I'll choose this one next. Obviously you will go in order. I'm going to choose this one down here. It's my last one for spicy. So let me have a look. We're going to come towards that way round. Okay, so my big clock matches this one on the worksheet here. So let's have a look at the clues. O'clock, 7 o'clock. Fantastic. So I'm going to write on this line 7 o'clock. Now you can see that when we write o'clock, we've got this little apostrophe that sits just there. So it's just after the O, after the O. Okay. So that's our spicy worksheet. Oh, now coming on to hot. So hot are different times again. So I can see some clues. Let me make the first one. Right, so this one has got to go quite a long way to match. Okay, now look carefully at where that big minute hand is. It's pointing down at number 6. So that tells me it's not an o'clock. It's travelled halfway around the clock face to get down to number 6. And the hour hand is pointing halfway after 1. Aha, it's 1:30. So I'm going to write on the line underneath 1:30. And again, don't need this pen to run out now, do we, children? 1:30. And again, it's not a test of our spelling, so if you need help with writing the words or having the words in front of you to copy, that's absolutely fine. So 1:30. Let me look at all of these times. Aha, on the hot sheet it looks like we're focusing on 1/2 times. Let's have a look at this one over here. I'm going to come do one more over here. So this is This is the clock face that I can see on my worksheet. I hope you can see that clearly. And my clock matches the time here, my big yellow clock. So, oh yes, let me look at those clues. It's pointing down at number 6. Halfway after 2, it's 2:30. So I think now that you're probably really excited to get started. So volcano, Mrs. Fussie's actually not going to. I'm not going to actually show you volcano. I want to leave that as a treat for you. But all I'm going to say is this. You need to be a maths detective. You've got to look really carefully because the clocks are they're mixed up. Okay, so they're a mixture of o'clock and 1/2 So you've got to look really carefully at that big hand to help you with your clues. Okay. Also, when you're looking at the 1/2 times, children, be really careful where that little hand is halfway. It's got to be halfway after the number, okay, for it to tell the time correctly. So, I hope that's made sense, children. You're going to enjoy filling out your worksheets. Again, if Mum or Dad can upload them to email, then the teachers would love to see them. And just to remind you, I don't know if you played Mr. Wolf on Monday on Purple Mash, but he's waiting for you again, and he wants to play 1/2 times on Purple Mash. There's a game with Mr. Wolf on it again for you to play. So, have fun, children, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye for now.